Hey everybody, welcome to the Healing Place Church Daily Devotional Podcast. We're excited to start a brand new devotional series today, and it's based upon our teaching series, Live Differently. God has called each one of us as believers to live in this world, but not to live like this world. And so through the next few weeks, we're going to be looking at just how to do that. And so this whole week, we're actually going to be looking at Daniel chapter 3. We're going to spend the whole week in Daniel chapter 3 looking at the story of the three Hebrew boys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Verse 1 says this. It says, "Then King Nebuchadnezzar made a gold statue 90 feet tall and 9 feet wide, and he set it up on the plain of Dura in the province of Babylon. Then he sent messages to the high officials, the officers, the governors, the advisors, the treasurers, the judges, the magistrates, and all of the provincial officials to come to the dedication of the statue that he'd set up. So all these officials came, and they stood before the statue that King Nebuchadnezzar had set up." You know, I read this, and the first thing I thought about was this famous quote by author and theologian John Calvin. He said this, he said, "The human heart is an idol factory." In other words, just left to ourselves, we are constantly making idols out of everything. And in this story, we see a picture of the human heart, a tendency that we all have. Nebuchadnezzar builds this statue to himself. Men love to build monuments to themselves. You know, I thought about this. It said he made it big. Think about how big it was. He made it big. He made it visible. He put it in the middle of a plain. It said it was in the plain of Dura so that everyone could see it. But then he demanded other people to come and view it, to give him honor. The truth is that we all have the tendency to make our lives about ourselves. And then not only that, we want other people in our lives to center around us as well, right? You know, I thought about it like this. You know, sometimes me and my wife will be in a conversation after work, just kind of talking about the day. And, you know, we'll kind of be going back and forth. And one of the things she always says to me, she's like, no matter what we're talking about, somehow you always swing that conversation back around to yourself. And it's true, I do it. It's like we'll be having a conversation and I'll just look for a way to interject and kind of turn the conversation, start talking about myself. And, you know, and God's always challenged me, hey, it's not about you. It's not about you. See, we all have that tendency to go inward, but God is calling us to focus upward. You see, we have two choices in life, and you have two choices today. We can either build a monument to ourselves or a memorial to God. When you look throughout Scripture, what you see is God's people either going one of two directions. They're either building these monuments to themselves to get attention so that people could come and give them praise and glory and honor, or building memorials to the things that God has done. So as we start off this Live Differently series, our challenge is this. If you're going to live different, if you're going to be different, you can't live for yourself. You can't look inward. You have to look upward. So I want you to do this. I want you to take some time today and just pray and say, God, what are the areas of my life that I am building monuments to myself? What areas have I made about me instead of about you? What ways am I trying to draw the attention of others instead of reflect that attention up to you? So take some time today, pray about it, and I believe God is going to show you those areas. We'll see you back tomorrow.